Imagine this: you eat your eggs in the morning, take your daily walk, and still notice your muscles shrinking year after year. Your legs feel heavier, your balance less certain. And climbing stairs takes effort that once felt effortless. Most people accept this as just old age, but science tells a different story. The real culprit is a silent condition called sarcopenia, the gradual erosion of muscle mass, which begins in midlife and accelerates sharply after 60. Researchers estimate that older adults may lose up to 1/3 of their muscle strength by their 70s unless they intervene. Here's the shocking truth: it isn't only how much protein you eat that matters, it's when you eat it and what kind you choose. Eggs, long considered the gold standard of protein, provide about 6 grams per serving and are excellent for recovery after activity. But their protein digests quickly, leaving long nighttime gaps when your body is starved of amino acids. That's when muscle tissue quietly breaks down. Now consider an overlooked food with more protein than eggs per serving: cottage cheese. A half cup contains around 14 grams of protein, most of it casein, which digests slowly and can supply your muscles with amino acids for up to 7 hours while you sleep. Clinical trials published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise show that pre-sleep casein intake can boost overnight muscle protein synthesis by over 20%, a critical edge for adults over 60. This is the turning point. Muscle loss is not inevitable. By choosing the right protein at the right time, you can flip the script on aging and protect your strength naturally. Muscle doesn't simply vanish overnight. It fades slowly, almost invisibly, until one day you realize you cannot rise from a chair as quickly or carry groceries with the same ease. This process has a name: sarcopenia, and it is recognized as one of the strongest predictors of frailty in older age. Research published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia and Muscle shows that adults begin losing muscle as early as their 30s, but the pace doubles after 60, left unchecked. This loss is linked not only to weakness, but also to falls, poor balance, slower metabolism, and even reduced cognitive resilience. The key driver is not just aging itself, but the way our bodies handle protein. As we grow older, the muscles become less responsive to ordinary amounts of dietary protein, a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. This means that the same breakfast that once kept you strong in your 40s may no longer provide enough of a signal for muscle repair in your 60s. The solution is not to overload the plate, but to deliver protein in forms and at times when the body can use it best. Studies consistently highlight that spacing protein evenly across the day and consuming slow-digesting proteins before sleep can reduce muscle breakdown and enhance muscle protein synthesis. This is where cottage cheese plays a strategic role. Its casein content ensures a steady stream of amino acids through the night, counteracting the natural fasting state of sleep. Understanding this science is empowering. It shows that muscle loss is not destiny, it is biology responding to how we nourish it. And with the right adjustments, seniors can maintain the strength that independence requires. For decades, eggs have been celebrated as the perfect food, and for good reason. One large egg supplies about 6 grams of complete protein, rich in essential amino acids, along with vital nutrients like vitamin D, selenium, and choline. They are affordable, versatile, and ideal for building and repairing tissues after activity. In fact, Many nutritionists call them the benchmark against which other proteins are measured. But here's the problem. Eggs digest quickly. Within 2 to 3 hours, most of their amino acids are absorbed into the bloodstream. That makes them excellent in the morning or immediately after exercise when your muscles are primed for rapid repair. Yet, during the long overnight fast, often stretching 8 to 10 hours, your body needs a steady supply of amino acids to prevent muscle breakdown. Eggs simply cannot provide this slow release. This limitation becomes even more serious after 60 when anabolic resistance reduces the body's sensitivity to protein. A fast-digesting source may give a brief boost, but without sustained amino acid availability. Muscle tissue begins to break down during sleep. Over time, this adds up to noticeable weakness and loss of independence. Here lies the overlooked truth. It is not enough to consume high-quality protein. It must be the right type of protein at the right time. That's why researchers are increasingly recommending slow-digesting proteins such as casein before bed. Unlike eggs, casein can release amino acids for up to 7 hours, acting like a steady drip of fuel for the muscles throughout the night. Understanding why eggs fall short in this context doesn't diminish their value. It simply reframes them powerful in the right window, but incomplete for the nightly battle against sarcopenia. When the sun sets, your muscles enter one of the most vulnerable phases of the day. Sleep is a natural fast, 8 or more hours without food, which can quietly tip the balance toward muscle breakdown if your body runs out of amino acids. This is where casein, the dominant protein in cottage cheese, becomes invaluable. Unlike whey or egg protein, which absorb rapidly, casein digests slowly and steadily, providing a continuous release of amino acids into the bloodstream for up to 7 hours. Think of it as an overnight safety net. Instead of your body drawing on muscle tissue to meet its needs, casein ensures a steady drip of nutrients that supports repair and maintenance while you sleep. Clinical studies confirm this effect. A landmark 2012 trial in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise found that older adults who consumed casein before bed showed significantly higher overnight muscle protein synthesis compared to those who did not. More recent reviews in Nutrients highlight that this strategy not only preserves muscle, but also enhances strength gains when combined with resistance training. Cottage cheese stands out as one of the richest natural sources of casein. Just half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese provides around 14 grams of protein, more than 2 eggs, and delivers roughly 1.3 grams of leucine, the amino acid that triggers muscle-building pathways. A full cup doubles those numbers, reaching the threshold many experts believe is necessary to stimulate repair. By aligning with your body's nightly rhythms, cottage cheese transforms from a simple snack into a strategic tool. It doesn't replace eggs or other proteins. It complements them by filling the gap they leave at night. In doing so, it helps seniors protect muscle mass when it matters most during rest and recovery. Protein is more than just fuel. Inside every muscle cell lies a master control system called mTOR, short for mechanistic target of rapamycin. Think of mTOR as the switchboard that decides whether your body builds muscle or lets it break down. When mTOR is activated, the machinery for muscle repair and growth comes alive. When it is quiet, muscle maintenance slows to a crawl. No matter how much protein you consume, The key that flips this switch is an amino acid called leucine. Leucine belongs to the group of branched-chain amino acids, BCAAs, but it is unique in its ability to signal muscle cells to begin repair. Research shows that most adults require about 5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal to effectively stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Without reaching this leucine threshold, the body may treat a meal as simply calories, not a trigger for rebuilding. Here's where cottage cheese becomes more than just another source of protein. A single cup of low-fat cottage cheese contains roughly 2.6 grams of leucine, enough to activate mTOR in most older adults. This is critical, because with age, the body's sensitivity to leucine declines. In fact, studies published in the Journal of Nutrition demonstrate that leucine-rich meals increase muscle protein synthesis by up to 25% more than meals with the same total protein but less leucine. Eggs, while highly nutritious, deliver only about 0.5 grams of leucine each. They play a valuable role earlier in the day, but they often fall short of crossing the threshold on their own. Cottage cheese, with its combination of slow-digesting casein and high leucine content, provides the dual advantage: steady amino acid release and the crucial signal to switch muscle repair on. Science becomes most powerful when it can be applied in daily life. For seniors over 60, one of the simplest and most effective habits is establishing a night protein protocol, a small routine designed to protect muscle during the hours when it is most at risk. Here's how it works. About 30 to 60 minutes before going to bed, aim for 1/2 to 1 cup of low-fat cottage cheese. This portion provides between 14 and 28 grams of high-quality protein, predominantly casein, along with up to 2.6 grams of leucine. That is enough to cross the leucine threshold, activate mTOR, and keep amino acids available for up to 7 hours of sleep. For taste and added nutrition, you can mix in a sprinkle of cinnamon, a few walnuts, or a teaspoon of honey, though those with elevated blood sugar should keep sweeteners minimal. For individuals sensitive to lactose, many brands now offer lactose-free cottage cheese. Alternatively, a small serving of Greek yogurt or a casein protein shake can provide similar benefits. What matters most is that the protein digests slowly and supplies sufficient leucine to trigger muscle repair. Seniors managing high blood pressure can also look for low-sodium versions to reduce salt intake. The benefits of this nightly practice go beyond muscle. By preventing overnight muscle breakdown, the night protein protocol supports morning energy, steadier balance, and even better metabolic health. Studies published in Frontiers in Nutrition confirm that older adults who added pre-sleep protein improved both strength and functional mobility over time. A simple bowl before bed may not sound revolutionary, but when timed correctly, it becomes a shield against muscle decline and a foundation for stronger, healthier aging. While the night protein protocol protects your muscles during sleep, true preservation of strength after 60 requires looking at the full day. Many older adults eat most of their protein at dinner, leaving breakfast and lunch relatively light. This uneven pattern is one of the hidden reasons muscle mass declines, because the body cannot use a single large dose of protein as effectively as steady amounts spread across time. Research in the Journal of Nutrition has shown that spreading protein evenly across 3 to 4 meals leads to higher total muscle protein synthesis compared to the same amount consumed mostly at one sitting. In other words, when you eat protein can be just as important as how much. For seniors, this means aiming for 20 to 40 grams of protein at each major meal, ensuring each meal delivers at least 2.5 grams of leucine to cross the activation threshold for mTOR. Practically, this could look like a balanced breakfast of Greek yogurt with berries and nuts, a lunch of chicken or fish paired with vegetables, and a dinner that includes lean meat or legumes with whole grains. The nightly serving of cottage cheese then completes the cycle, maintaining amino acid supply until morning. This even distribution does more than preserve muscle. It also stabilizes blood sugar, improves satiety, and supports brain health by maintaining a steady flow of nutrients throughout the day. For seniors who often struggle with appetite, focusing on moderate, leucine-rich portions at each meal is more realistic and effective than trying to catch up with protein in the evening alone. By aligning daily eating patterns with the body's biological rhythm, seniors create a strong foundation fuel for activity during the day, repair at night, and steady protection against muscle loss. When most people think about muscle, they picture strength, balance, and mobility. But modern research reveals a deeper connection. Muscles also communicate directly with the brain. Every time you move, walk, or resist weight, your muscles release special signaling proteins known as myokines. These small messengers travel through the bloodstream, influencing organs throughout the body, including your brain. One of the most powerful myokines is irisin, which stimulates the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. BDNF is often called fertilizer for the brain because it helps grow new neurons, strengthen existing connections, and support memory and learning. Studies in neurology and the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism show that seniors with greater muscle mass not only enjoy better mobility, but also have lower risks of cognitive decline and depression. This means that protecting muscle after 60 is not only about staying independent physically, it is also about preserving clarity, mood, and emotional resilience. Nutrition plays a central role here. By providing the right type of protein at the right times, you keep muscles active, responsive, and capable of producing these protective brain messengers. Cottage cheese at night, balanced meals through the day, and steady resistance exercise all combine to create what researchers call the muscle-brain axis. For older adults, this link is empowering. It reframes muscle not as vanity or athletic performance, but as medicine for both body and mind. Each choice a half cup of casein-rich cottage cheese, a protein-spread breakfast. A short walk becomes a signal not just for stronger legs, but for sharper thinking and greater emotional stability. Strong muscles and a strong mind travel together. Supporting one naturally strengthens the other. No two seniors are alike. While the science of casein and leucine is clear, practical application requires adjusting to individual health needs. One common concern is lactose intolerance. Fortunately, many brands now offer lactose-free cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, both of which provide the slow-digesting casein protein needed for overnight muscle protection. For those who prefer supplements, a casein isolate shake can be a convenient option, though whole foods remain the foundation. Another consideration is sodium content. Some cottage cheese varieties contain over 400 milligrams of sodium per half cup, which may be unsuitable for adults managing high blood pressure. Low-sodium versions are widely available and should be the first choice for anyone monitoring salt intake. Adding natural flavor with cinnamon, fresh fruit, or a few unsalted nuts can enhance taste without raising sodium levels. For individuals with kidney concerns, high-protein diets must be approached cautiously, while moderate protein intake is generally safe, especially when spread evenly across meals. Those with chronic kidney disease should consult their healthcare provider before making major changes. This step ensures the strategy supports muscle health without straining other organs. Personalization also includes lifestyle. Seniors who remain physically active, whether through resistance bands, walking, or lightweight training, will see greater benefits from protein timing than those who are sedentary. Exercise and nutrition work hand in hand. One provides the stimulus, the other provides the building blocks. The goal is not perfection, but alignment, choosing the right protein in the right form at the right time, adjusted for personal needs. By paying attention to tolerances, sodium, and medical conditions, every senior can adapt the night protein protocol into a safe, effective, and sustainable practice. We began with a simple question: why do so many seniors lose muscle despite eating well and staying active? The answer lies in the type, timing, and distribution of protein. Eggs, while excellent, are not enough on their own. Cottage cheese, rich in casein and leucine, fills the overnight gap that leaves muscles unprotected. Spreading protein evenly across meals, reaching the leucine threshold, and aligning intake with your body's rhythms together create a shield against sarcopenia. To put it into practice, here is a simple daily strength checklist. Breakfast: include 20-30 grams of protein, Greek yogurt, eggs, or lean poultry. Lunch: aim for 20-30 grams of protein fish, beans with grains, or chicken. Dinner: another 20-30 grams of protein lean meat, legumes, or tofu. Before bed, have the 1 cup of cottage cheese or a lactose-free, low-sodium alternative, delivering 14-28 grams of protein and enough leucine to trigger repair. Activity: add light resistance training 2 to 4 times per week and maintain daily movement such as walking. Hydration and sleep: drink water consistently and aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality rest. This blueprint does not require exotic foods or costly supplements. It asks for consistency, balance, and timing small adjustments that align with the way your body works after 60. The reward is not only stronger legs and better balance, but also sharper thinking, steadier moods, and more confidence in daily life. Muscle is not just strength, it is independence, resilience, and dignity. By following this protocol, you give your body the signal and the tools it needs to thrive not just today, but for every year ahead. Growing older is inevitable. Growing weaker is not.